Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. My, what a difference 24 hours can make. If you guys remember, yesterday we were sitting in and around here. I guess I should say this is the XRP chart on the hourly, and we were trading in and around 36.5 cents, give or take. And I was wondering, because, yesterday we talked a little bit about Judge Torres's decision to preclude certain motions brought upon by the SEC and brought upon by Ripple. And I was wondering, and I'm sure a lot of you guys were too, why we weren't seeing XRP price really rise. Well, it looks as though, albeit a happy accident, I'm not going to take credit for this. I did predict a bit of an XRP rally. Now we're trading at about 38.7. You guys can see, even though we did only rally about 1.5% yesterday, we were already assuming that the XRP price would rally, and now we're up closer to 5%, 4.36% since yesterday. And I don't know if the news caught on, if there were some other things in the mix that is contributing to this. Taking a look at BTC, guys, Bitcoin not looking so great. So this was the same period since yesterday where Bitcoin did in fact take a fall. You guys can see there were a couple of rebounds here. Like yesterday evening, and now even Bitcoin is trying to get back up. It's trading right now at $22,000 even. But you guys can see here, putting this trend line down on here, we're definitely seeing a downward trend for Bitcoin and, creating lower lows, which is not what we want to see in the space. So you compare that with XRP and you're just kind of wondering what the heck is going on here. And is this trend going to continue to move higher? So guys, some of the contributing factors to this: Binance US cleared to buy Voyager assets as judge dismisses SEC objections. You would think that this would actually give Bitcoin a boost, and I have a feeling that maybe this is why we did actually see those, here, let me just bring it back, why we did actually see these short bursts of Bitcoin pumping. So the SEC not really getting their way. Binance US is one step closer to snapping up Voyager Digital's assets after a bankruptcy judge today approved the process. SEC objections be damned. Bankrupt crypto broker Voyager had a deal to sell its distressed assets to Binance US. The idea now is that Binance US will then handle returning money to the company's customers. So, this is great news for the crypto industry, great news for Binance.us in particular, not so great news for the SEC. So, just by, even just, not understanding what's under the hood, but even just reading this headline, positive headline, gives, retail investors a positive push to decide to perhaps purchase more cryptocurrency. And in this case, Bitcoin did recover a little bit. We also got this: judge expresses skepticism of SEC arguments in Grayscale Bitcoin ETF hearing. The panel of appeals court judges question the SEC's logic in drawing a distinction between Bitcoin spot market prices and future market prices. So this is another big story here that has in fact affected Bitcoin prices. The panel of judges appeared skeptical at the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission's arguments during an appeals court hearing in Grayscale's ongoing bid to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into an exchange-traded fund. The company went to court on Tuesday to argue the SEC's denial, but then ultimately this is what happened. The judge's apparent skepticism of the SEC's position is sending GBTC higher by 5% on Tuesday, while the price of Bitcoin is flat. So it's an interest. Usually these pegged products generally tend to follow the asset, obviously, that they're pegged to. But when taking a look at GBTC, you guys can see a very unusual trend going on. So this is supposed to be pegged to Bitcoin, and we're seeing GBTC really move based on this news. And again, you compare that to regular Bitcoin remaining relatively flat. So market kind of out of whack right now. And, I think it will recalibrate. I think one of the bigger questions, though, on XRP hodlers' minds: is this trend going to continue this way? Are we seeing perhaps a deep pegging of XRP to BTC? We are getting very, very close to a final verdict in the SEC hearing. If you guys didn't catch the video I did on the most recent decision from Judge Torres, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. We've also got positive Ripple partner news. And so, guys, also, we're seeing the crypto landscape develop. And this essentially is all going to push crypto adoption, but crypto adoption for coins that solve real-world problems. Is from the Wrath of Kahneman. PayPugs, a Ripple user and implementer, has partnered with Muni to launch a fintech as a service. So guys, check this out here. Just this month, March 2023, PayPugs and Muni signed an agreement to launch a global fintech as a service solution, which will allow businesses to easily integrate financial services into their product offerings, providing greater convenience and flexibility for their customers. The partnership between both parties creates a new force in the market to accelerate fintech service adoption within the United Kingdom and Europe. So another mutually beneficial partnership here that is really going to promote XRPL adoption. The powerful new offering brings together PayPugs accounts, payment and card infrastructure, and Muni front-end development expertise. Both companies will work together to develop web and mobile banking applications and back-end infrastructure for financial and non-financial companies. So a new segment of the market that they are calling neobanking. New neobanks are money remittance companies, and they're entering the market and quickly capturing big customer segments. The neobanking market is predicted to grow at a compound annual rate of 53.4%. Okay, that is annually, compounded annually. PayPugs and Muni will focus on the rising and untapped market to provide a unified fintech as a service solution. So guys, more segments of the market now being captured by these Ripple partners. We already have PayPugs as a Ripple partner, but now Muni, by extension, is going to be able to benefit from the XRP ledger and RippleNet technology. So some great news here from the Wrath of Kahneman. More Ripple partner news with regards to Papaya. So they did acquire Azimo, just to give you guys some context here. This one from Mike Manfield on Twitter. Just going down here, wanted to mention this because the key here, Azimo, they are a Ripple partner, and Papaya did acquire them a few months ago, I believe. They provided the necessary licenses to make cross-border payments. There's partnerships with JP Morgan, Citibank, and a few select others help to build the banking rails for the platform, which gives it payment capability in-house. Well, now, guys, Papaya Global, the SaaS fintech company providing global payroll and payment technology, announced today the launch of its latest offering, Papaya Global Payroll Payments. Papaya Global Payroll, a fully automated embedded payment platform that gives clients the ability to process global payroll and make mass payments to employees, authorities, benefits vendors, and other beneficiaries. So more evidence here that DLT technology obviously already being chosen by a lot of these companies. They're merging, they're realizing the benefits, and the secondary, tertiary partnerships. These are the partnerships that I've been talking about throughout 2021 into 2022 and 2023. Obviously, they are just growing stronger and stronger. The Ripple companies, the partners that partnered up with Ripple back then, they have now had a couple of years to see the benefits, to see their clients flourish, to see perhaps in some cases them gain more market share. So now they're feeling confident enough to move out, conquer more territory. And so, they're buying up more companies. They are, taking more market share. They're deciding, hey, maybe we'll go into new verticals. And so, payroll, definitely another big one. And here we go, guys. This Ripple acquisition of Azimo through Papaya, I think has a lot to do with, why we're seeing companies like Papaya expand so quickly. Because I don't think these guys were such a huge company before. The key is in the technology, and running on RippleNet obviously is giving a lot of these companies a leg up. So wanted to thank Mike for posting that. Also wanted to mention just real quickly this piece of news coming from the Cryptic Poet here with regards to Vechain. Vechain to conquer $1 trillion market with new platform that offers codeless technology. So they've just unveiled new technological developments taking at their end along with their launch of their latest web wallet, VORJ. Antoine Senator, the CTO of Vechain Foundation, made the official announcement for the same. Among all the updates, the Vechain CTO revealed that Vechain is set to introduce VORJ code-free Web3 services platform, which will make it possible for users to create, manage, and deploy smart systems without the need for any technological knowledge. Wow. That is going to open the game up quite a bit, I think. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of back in the early 2000s when you still had to hire a web designer to create a website for you. Well, fast forward a few years and, people are clicking and dragging and creating their own websites with all these web platforms, essentially putting a lot of those web designers out of business. I mean, web designers at that time, they didn't really care too much because they had coding experience. So, I mean, they could branch out and code, for other projects, maybe projects that earn them more money. Nevertheless, it's the same kind of process here. If we get into code-free Web3, well, I think that might be bye-bye for some of these devs that are building on the blockchain, if I have this correctly. But, this is still early stages. Obviously, they want everybody to be running on blockchain technology. So, if you can make it very easy for a company to adopt your blockchain technology and make it easy for them to make tweaks on it, well, obviously that is going to be the future if you want, multiple companies who may not have devs on staff to, adopt your technology. Anyway, interesting news here. Wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet for posting that. Another one here, guys, from Mike Mike. And another Ripple partner, AstroPay, they've just now issued new Visa debit cards co-branded with Wolves Football Club. So not going to dwell on this too long. AstroPay, the online payment solution of choice for millions of users worldwide, is delighted to announce the launch of its new co-branded product, the AstroPay Wolves debit card. So just a little fun advantage for Visa users who are also Wolves fans here. The launch builds on the business's existing partnership with English Premier League club Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers. Okay, so they're not even the Wolves, they're the Wolverhampton Wanderers, also known as the Wolves. So I guess they got two names. AstroPay announced last year that it became the principal partner of Wolves and principal partner of Wolves Woman for the season. So not so much technical partnership news, however, adding value, right? Trying to capture more of a market share. In this case, they're focusing on this particular English football league, Premier Team League, deciding this might be the best way to gain more partners and get them using AstroPay, which is a Ripple-enabled technology. So another interesting piece of news here. Wanted to thank Mike for posting that. So, I mean, even though the partnerships have been building for years now, we really have not seen that decoupling yet. XRP veering away from Bitcoin. And I think this is a bit of a brewing pot. This is a bit of a perfect storm right now for XRP. Even as I've been chatting to you guys this morning, we are seeing XRP up even more. So now it's up about 4.6%. It was up 4.3 or give or take 4.6. And, we're just continuing to see this trend climb. Now, I don't know what time of day you guys are watching this video. We may have seen a correction by the time you guys get to watching this. Nevertheless, an interesting trend here, this continual trend to the upside. When we saw this take off, this was early morning hours of March the 6th. And we've seen that just kind of move. Compare that to Bitcoin. Early hours of March the 6th would bring us in and around... Where would that bring us? March the 6th, in and around here, guys. We did see a bit of a move up, but ultimately a decline. So whereas Bitcoin has decreased at its low here, decreased by 2.46%. In that same time frame, XRP has rallied from down here to today's price right now, rallied about 8%. So a very unusual pattern that we don't usually see. But Zeltima here also is noticing this while taking a look at the XRP to BTC chart. So got to give credit to Zeltima here on Twitter. Also wanted to thank Dawdler for XRP for bringing this to my attention. So notice the PA difference between Bitcoin and XRP. Notice the blue line at the bottom. The correlation with BTC at the bottom, notice how it's nearly at -1. So just to give you guys some context here, we've got a Bitcoin to Tether USDT, and you guys can see this blue line here. He's got a few different indicators on here. This is XRP to USD, and you can see the contrast there. Correlation with BTC at the bottom, notice how it's nearly at -1. XRP has an almost inverse correlation on the LTF. And guys, we've taken a look at the XRP to BTC chart in the past. What he's saying here, XRP to BTC is the crystal ball. We're likely weeks away from XRP breaking out. So XRP to BTC. Let's just bring that up here real quickly here, guys. And I talked about this just last week, or a couple days ago, actually. We were coming back down into this level of support here on the BTC chart. Here, let me throw that on maybe on the weekly, it'll look even better. We're starting to see it here. Let me throw it on the daily, maybe give you guys a bit more context here to what I'm talking about. So back at that time, we're talking about this level of support. We were finding support down in here. We weren't really getting past this line down in here. But this whole level essentially is support for this before we did see that move to the upside. When XRP really just did rocket up back in September, you guys remember we did see a bit of a bounce for XRP, and the rest of the crypto market wasn't really doing too much. So we're back in this level here. If I could isolate tails, wicks and tails down here, isolating wicks and tails. I generally like to treat these as zones. So this is a zone where we're seeing XRP move back and forth before we saw it move to the upside. And guys, we are back in that zone here. Now we've actually broken out of that zone though. And considering we're taking a look at this on the daily, you guys can see over the last 2 days. Well, yesterday was the first day where we started to see some movement. And today we're continuing to see that movement to the upside. So Zeltima, also going back to the March 4th tweet that he posted here, BTC is oversold across LTF. The more push towards the 1D 400 EMA, however, it will wick and corn will bounce shortly. XRP is still strong against corn at the moment and is oversold on the 1 week. So, we've also been talking about that, the fact that everything is brewing. We're wondering why XRP wasn't really popping. We're wondering why we weren't really seeing movement despite the news that we were getting. Well, guys, maybe we were a little early to the party, and this is good if you guys wanted to accumulate more XRP. So maybe now we are seeing it. Wheezy at Nerd Nation Unboxed saying, personally, I think that's a given. As soon as XRP itself on the secondary market is given any kind of green light, it's on like Donkey Kong from the Crypto Basics. So these guys essentially, just highlighting, the moves for XRP in the last little while. It was trading at 37.7, the highest point in the last 24 hours from the lows of 36.56 at the time of this writing, and it was up 3.2%. As you guys can see, it's up even more now compared to Bitcoin. For context, this article says Bitcoin is down 0.57% in that same time period. So now the question remains, are we going to see this decouple, and by how much? Let me just bring up XRP to BTC right now, and let me get rid of some of that there. In the past, guys, and this wasn't even a huge move for XRP, but we did see XRP move again back in September, move compared to Bitcoin 79.59%. Okay, and again, like I said, that wasn't even one of the bigger moves that we've seen. Back when XRP hit that inter-year high of $1.96, we did see it rally over 423% against Bitcoin. So I guess it's anybody's guess. And let me just take you guys back to 2017 for those of you guys who were not here. You might remember this. If you were here, maybe not. But if you were here back in 2017, you probably remember the altcoin season of 2017. There were actually two when XRP really did start its rally, making this first leg up, finally correcting a little bit, and then making that second leg up, bringing XRP to all-time high. Compared to Bitcoin, guys, at this point in time, XRP went up over 5,000% compared to Bitcoin. Now, that was a full altcoin rally, so all altcoins were rallying, albeit some at different rates than others. I believe at this point in time, XRP was one of the best performers, but it does go to show you that, this is in fact possible, and, the fact that we are getting closer and closer to a verdict really does get me think that, guys, this is just the beginning. Could we continue to see this rally? Well, Eggrag Crypto here on Twitter brought this to my attention, a retweet out from XRP_shark. Eggrag Crypto says XRP is extremely valuable, and he credits XRP_shark for his great work here. In this tweet, it says, always hard to imagine until it's done, but Bitcoin also did the exact same thing. Now, what he's highlighting here, and this is interesting because I had to kind of study this to really get what he was talking about here. This was the last bull run, okay, for XRP. As you guys can see here, you can see down here, this was 2018. So what he was doing was taking macro trends, okay, and he added, this is not a typical Fibonacci. He did add some more values on the Fibonacci. So I'm not going to try to mimic this on the chart, but I can see what he was doing here. He is noticing a huge three-wave structure going down, bringing it all the way from the top down to when we saw markets collapse during the beer flu, okay, up to that new, most recent all-time high for XRP in 2021, April of 2021. Now, what he's assuming is it's going to come back down, retrace to here, which is in and around here, guys. So if I were to bring up the chart for you guys, I can show you what he's, I can give you guys a bit of an idea of what he's talking about here. Let me bring up XRP. Let me throw that on the weekly. And so what he is saying is that it's going to come right back down here, down to this level of retracement here that we saw way back when. So what is that level going to be if this was the beer flu shutdown of March 2020 when all markets collapsed? He is assuming we're going to get back down to this level here. So essentially 1, 2, right down there, back to this level, okay? And then 3 to the top. Whoops, let me do that again. 1, 2, back down to this level at some point, okay? And then where is the 3 going to move? Well, guys, if you take a look at the Bitcoin chart, we saw the same thing in 2018, 2019, but what he's looking at here is that bottom for the Bitcoin market, moving up throughout mid-2019, coming back down during the beer flu lockdown, which essentially brought Bitcoin up to all-time highs. So that same structure would be 1, 2, 3 up to all-time highs, guys. Again, we're looking at the macro trend here. And so because he's added some values to the Fibonacci, what it's looking like is it's reaching the 1.618, similar to what Bitcoin reached back in 2022. And what he's suggesting is that we're going to get somewhere in between $21 to $35 per XRP if, in fact, this same pattern does play out. So somewhere in between, if we take the difference there, let's just say 35 minus 21, that's a difference of 14. So let's split the diff. 21 plus 7 brings us to about $28 per coin if we're assuming that's directly in the middle, give or take. So guys, are we experiencing an epic 3-wave structure that's going to bring us to $28 per coin? We got to keep our eye on the XRP BTC chart. I think this is going to be the key, including a perfect storm, the verdict in the lawsuit, crypto clarity in the United States, all that fun stuff. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.